There we go. Everyone should be able to hear us now.
Yeah.
Hopefully people in chat will let us know if they can't hear us, though will they actually know to let us know? That's the eternal question really there, isn't it?
I've definitely had some games where I'll be like clicked away or muted for like 5 minutes. Like I took a snack break during Signs of the Sojourner the other night, and then it was kind of at the end of the stream anyway, so I think I was going to stop, but I muted myself just so I could finish eating before like giving my outro. Or I don't even remember what I was doing, but I was muted for like the very last bit, and everybody was just like saying goodbye to each other and kind of responding to me. And then I realized after a bit, no, none of them can hear me, and I've just been like talking at nothing for like 5 minutes straight. And I was like, oh, well, bye, let's go raid. I think that might have actually been the night that I raided you too, so it's just like, well, whoops. Aavak will pay attention to you. I believe in it.
It happens so often though that like I'm so paranoid, and the biggest thing for me is like because I record while I'm streaming, but like if I go away for 5 minutes, like to go get a drink or something, I'll stop the recording just so I've got smaller video files to deal with when I come then to edit the stream to go up on and split it into episodes and all that. It's a little bit easier to load, a 3-hour video than a 9-hour video.
Yep.
But I'm so paranoid because once I forgot to hit record when I came back. I was like, oh no! That was the worst feeling ever.
That's why I started streaming, honestly. I was originally just kind of recording stuff, but every once in a while, yeah, I'd make that mistake and then lose out on a lot. I think I lost out on like... You've played a lot of XCOM, right?
Yeah.
You know the mission where you first run into the chrysalids and they absolutely just ruin you with a boat?
Oh, the boat. Yeah. That what was it? Something harbor. But yeah, I know the one.
Yeah, so I did that mission and didn't record any of it. And it was like an hour and a half long of me just barely managing to get all my dudes out. No recording, no stream, no nothing. I was so just upset that I don't think I went back for like a month, and I was just so mad at myself. And so I just started streaming everything as kind of that perpetual backup of like, well, no matter what, I will have a mediocre quality version of what I was dealing with, at the very least.
Has my character just been gorging on potatoes or something? It feels like I'm jumping through molasses.
Yeah, I was noticing that. I think they fixed the netcode, quote unquote, and now, because I'm not glitching as much, but I'm slow.
Yeah, I am feeling that so hard right now. I'm so glad that is you as well, because genuinely it felt like my character had just come back from a massive feast and just eaten 4 cows. Everything feels slow. Everything feels smooth, like you said, but everything is slow.
Yeah, because I'm not getting that like weird hitching anymore. Like this is actually considerably more playable on my end.
I'm really glad
which is
about
kind of
it.
nice.
I felt so bad before.
It's fine. I mean, I had plenty of time to play it solo, so it wasn't like that big of a deal.
Oh, you throw it.
Yeah, I figure I can just bring it over. I guess I should have just grabbed the supply thing, because yeah, this thing will just suck it all up.
It's so cathartic though to beat things into the supply thing.
No, that is a good point. Okay, I don't know why I brought the whole car, honestly. I guess it was a little faster.
What I need to do is actually look at what we can make, because unlike you, because you've played it a little bit intermittently as it's been updating, but I barely touched it since the first time I played it.
I actually haven't played this since the last time we played co-op. I just played like 30 hours before that, so I had that's what I meant, is that when we were playing co-op, I was just kind of, this is a whistle-stop tour, and I've not really spent enough time to look at all the new things that have been added. Like I see like tubes and stuff, like vacuum pipes, and I haven't played with any of these things. I don't know what's possible anymore. So vacuum pipes let you, if you see on these chests, they've got these green outputs. You can hook them together.
Oh, right, okay. And then
so you can actually hook up the input and output pipes on this guy, and so it's just one big shared inventory that he can craft through, which is actually really helpful.
Yeah.
I will munchbot, not munch. Okay, there it goes. It took him a while.
I think one of the things I want to do is just make a cargo basically a wagon of some sort. Go and demolish a couple of areas. Get all of the just random gubbins parts, because there's so many parts, and they're somewhat expensive actually. Because like a little tiny, small pipe bend is one whole, metal block. And it's like
it's pricey.
I could go through so many of those in just a random build. Well, that is an expensive investment.
So, do you want to be the tree destroyer or do you want to be the rock destroyer? Because I feel like we should specialize just because the cars don't quite.
Yeah.
Like, you kind of have to go for one or the other. I tried making a transforming vehicle that could do both, and it was a wasted effort. It was only good at half of cutting down trees, and rocks it was just kind of sad.
Well, I've actually got a bit of an idea. But I'll happily go for like something that requires a bit more haulage. So the stones probably would be a good one.
Okay.
I wouldn't mind getting some sort of articulated arm for this drill. It's something I can control with a little bit more granality.
One tip that I will parrot that a lot of people are yelling at me for is put the drills and the saws on a suspension, because it actually makes it a lot smoother.
Yeah, that was one thing that occurred to me, is that how when we had the drill on like a piston arm initially, it would just bounce off things, whereas a suspension would absorb a lot of that impact energy and allow you to hold the drill on something a lot better without like the whole vehicle getting flung off by the force of it. That's actually a good idea. How much resources have we got? It doesn't actually say here, which is a bit of a shame. We should have a load of random items here, shouldn't we? Not really.
Yeah, we hadn't spent a whole lot of time gathering yet.
I'm going to offload random gubbins that I'm holding on to. What does the ember get used for, out of curiosity?
Ember?
Yeah.
It's used for making higher tier metal. It's kind of the equivalent of coal from other games.
Okay.
So
Cool.
for making like better steel or whatnot.
That makes sense. Okay, well, I've got a couple of things here. So I've got a bit of an idea of something I wouldn't mind trying to make. I'm not sure it's going to work this way, but when I was looking back through the footage on the last stream, it occurred to me that I might be able to try it out. Where is this pulling from? Where does the crafting bot draw from? Is it your personal inventory or the chest?
Now that he's connected to the chest, he pulls in from the chests.
Okay.
Yeah. I wish he'd pull in from both. It would make so much more sense.
I know, right? Can I get any like info on types of blocks? Right, okay. Oh, thank goodness! It makes these blocks at like times 10. I was looking at it; it's going to require 20 wood per block. I was like, "Oh dear lord, the hardwood is murderous." But
not worth it. But yeah, it is. It is a little nicer.
Yeah. There we go. Should have plenty in there. Good, good, good.
So out of curiosity, have you gotten hit by the "you want to be YouTube friends"?
Oh, I was telling. Yeah, I was telling Sheila about that earlier. I've had someone doing that. It started like weeks ago. It felt like. When I was doing Animal Crossing.
There was somebody that was doing it for a while, for like it was, oh gosh, I don't even remember who they were. It was like a music channel, and they were the ones that would like go around spamming "you want to be YouTube friends" for the longest time, and then they kind of stopped entirely, and now it's I mean, it's a lot of people, but mostly it's just been like one account name called Logan just forever. It's super frustrating. But unexpected side consequence of me putting out, silly amounts of videos per day is that I get 1 to 2 to sometimes 3 of those per video.
Okay.
So I've just had to ban the word friend and friends and friends
Wow.
question mark and wanna and then whole phrases.
That is
Like
that is pretty hardcore, yeah.
the idea of having to ban the word friend is just wild to me.
Yep. Yeah, that is legitimately pretty crazy. I don't want to be your friend. In fact, friendship is banned. No more friends.
Friendship
ever.
is illegal now.
Oh no, I'm T-posing. No, I'm still T-posing. Why? Okay, I guess I'm T-posing.
Bye.
I'm off.
Bye, Aavak. See you later.
To find some wocs. They are integral to my plan. Oh my lord, this thing controls like it's drunk. Maybe it is actually. Ah, lordy.
If the netcode if the netcode proves like too intolerable, we can always try something else and wait for them to fix this. Because I like this game, but I'm not willing to suffer for it.
Yeah, exactly. That's generally my kind of litmus test of games. If I have to fight against the game, it doesn't matter how good the reward is at the end of it. It's like, no. I could spend like a couple of hours fighting against this game in order to get to the point where I can enjoy it for the glorious gem that it is, or I could not have to fight at all and enjoy the rather humble polished stone that is like 50 other games that are in my inbox at any particular time, and you know, enjoying those 50 games would cumulatively be more worth it than eventually getting to enjoy this one masterpiece that just wants to make me, you know, pull my hair out first for a bit. Oh my god.
So I guess on that topic, what are the, I'm not going to say the 7 deadly sins, what are the things that will make you quit a game? Because I was having this conversation yesterday, because we were playing a new game called Jet Lancer that both Shell and I were really enjoying, but it gave us kind of one of those true ending things where it's like, to get the true ending, you have to go through New Game Plus, and it's like,
right.
Is this worth it for us now? And so we had to have a long conversation of, we don't know. And then eventually, like this morning, we were like, yeah, okay, we'll suffer through it because the game is short, so it's not so bad.
Right. It's a bit hard to say because I never really think about it until they happen to me, I guess. But I'm not a very big fan of just monkey work, you know, like artificial padding for the sake of artificial padding. I'm very aware when that's the case, at the very least.
Yeah.
I'm not sure that it would necessarily be enough to make me be like, yep, no, this game is off my list now. But it's definitely something that I look upon quite disfavorably. It's different to grind. I would say that I don't class, like, you know, grinding, for example, a JRPG, as the same as monkey work. Just something to artificially pad the runtime of a game. For the sake of saying it's a long game. I know there are some, you know, kind of guilty parties in like JRPGs that do that, for example. So maybe it's not the best example of a genre that doesn't really cross that line, but it is a little bit more nuanced than just, yeah, this game wants me to grind against these optional bosses before I can do the wocs hit and get the best weapon in the game. That's generally, you know, not an issue. But yeah, wasting my time, I guess, is a good way of putting it.
I realize this might have been a loaded question for you, because you were like the guy for Graveyard Keeper for a while. And that game is like legendary for how much it kind of wastes your time. Yeah,
that one got a bit weird after a while. Like, honestly, I don't know, on the term of Graveyard Keeper, I guess I was actually really close to being like, yep, okay, no, that's it, I'm out. When they pulled the whole, oh yeah, it was always a joke all along. You were never meant to be able to go to the town. Just, you didn't get the joke. It's all on you, not us. I was like,
yeah, I was mad.
Right. I actually really enjoyed that game. And so perhaps I was a little bit more forgiving than a lot of people were. But yeah, no, I didn't buy that for a second. It was like, right. Look, you know,
I had a
I
number
get
of
it.
our crossover fans watching when I finished that game, so I kind of already knew your reaction to it, and so it's just kind of like, oh, okay, that's why he was grumpo. Got it.
Yeah, that did annoy me a bit, because at that point it felt like they were insulting my intelligence. Like, I guess that's probably a good one, is where I feel that the game is it's just taking the mick to a level where it's like, I cannot view this as anything but an insult to me that you think that I'm buying this. That doesn't feel nice ever. But yeah, that did annoy me. That got quite close to me being like, yeah, no, that's it. But luckily, I actually did enjoy the aesthetic of the game. I enjoyed the feeling, the atmosphere. I liked a lot of the game mechanics, like the core game loop. You know, was really fun in that game. I think that kind of ties into what I was saying about not liking games that just, you know, waste time. If the game is like an idle clicker, I mean, that by definition is wasting time. But that's what it is.
Yeah.
It's an idle clicker. It's not trying to sell me a cinematic AAA title, and then midway through it's like, ha, fooled you. This is actually cookie clicker plus plus plus. And then I'd be like, okay, yeah, no. No. But I love, and still to this day, play cookie clicker every now and then. You know, if that's what the game is meant to be, then I've got no issue with it being what it was sold as, you know?
I've never actually played Cookie Clicker.
You know what? It's probably a
better
good thing.
off.
It kind of devours your life for a while.
I had just been hired at my first job out of college. I wasn't even out of college. I was still in college. And so I got hired by this company. And first week was the same week that Cookie Clicker came out. And productivity nosedived. But since it was my first week, you know, I didn't dare goof off like that. That would be a terrible idea. Everybody else kind of had the grace period of like, yeah, we've been working here for a while, so the boss trusts us. And in my case, I'm just like, I know no one, I have no reputation, and I suck. Cannot touch this. And so I associate it with kind of this cursed feeling of if I even touch this, it will ruin my life. And so I've just kind of automatically ignored idler games just in general, with like a couple of examples. Like Swag and Sorcery was kind of an exception of like a sort of idle game, because it seemed like there's a little bit more management up in there.
Yeah, I actually really enjoyed Swag and Sorcery.
I enjoyed it.
That was a fun game.
I wish there had been more speed settings, because I eventually just hacked it in, and it felt so much better. And I beat it in like half the time of everybody else, and I was like, yeah, this felt good. And everybody's like, why are you cheating? And I'm like, I'm not cheating. I'm just speeding it up. That's cheating. We have different definitions of what cheating is.
Yeah, that was one of the downsides to that game, is it was very slow. Very, very slow once you got it underway. And I actually didn't end up completing it even, because it was like, yeah, look, I've shown you basically what the core game loop is.
Yep.
It will literally take me, I don't know, weeks, possibly longer, to complete this properly.
And it's so hard to commentate over a game where there's nothing new to the core gameplay loop.
Yes, that was the other thing. Like I had been kind of getting around that a little bit by using heavy editing. So, for example, whenever we'd go out I'm going to have to relocate because unfortunately my box. But whenever I would go out and do a fight, I would just jump cut to the finishing blow of every kill, and that was kind of okay for a little while. But eventually, that even that wasn't really passing the time fast enough, and it was just like, so yeah, I'm gonna do this thing that I've been doing for a little while, and yeah, like it's fine with something like Stellaris, where you can say, right, I'll bring you back when something interesting has happened, and then a few minutes later, you know, something interesting happens, and you're back into it, and you're talking about something new and some sort of new kind of dilemma facing your race and what have you. But with with Swag and Sorcery, it was like, no, it's exactly the same thing forever. There's nothing new here. Oh, I'm not going to get out in time, am I? No. Ooh, that hurt. Alright, come here, you. What?
Are you trying to bring a walk back?
I'm trying to save a walk right now because a Haybot decided to have a go at it. I did not smack it nearly hard enough, it seems. Okay. I wasn't sure that why they were, if they actually prioritized walks or not, but yeah, I just witnessed it there. It just decided like, yeah, you're too hard to get to. I'm just gonna kill this walk instead. Right. Okay. Now with a walk, I'm ready to start building a new vehicle. I'm not sure if this is gonna work with the way this is highly experimental, but we'll see.
Gonna try it and make a cow catcher.
Sort of. Kind of a cow catcher, kind of thing, maybe.
Walk swim. I don't think I've ever tested this.
I find the idea of testing that glorious.
I just
Now
I'm thinking about like, yeah, how would we protect one? And it's like, well, if we put it on a water platform, pretty much nothing would ever bother it. The question is,
okay, I've made a terrible mistake.
would that be safe for the walk? And I actually have no idea.
What? Hurry up! Poop out some milk before I die.
Okay, walks can swim. They can fly. You gotta do your 9-block high pen. I'm pretty sure walks actually, walls just turn off after a certain distance, and walks will just go straight out of them and not care. Oh right, we lost all of our crop seeds last time, except for potatoes.
Oh, did we?
I forgot about that.
How did we lose all the seeds?
Because there was one farm bot that snuck up from behind.
Oh, yeah.
And ganked our crops, and it went bad.
Much sadness. I feel that I require... How? Oh, right. Can you rotate the... Yeah, there we go. Get the orientation of the block, so as you're kind of painting the blocks, they grow out in a different shape. But yeah, you can. Good.
Okay, I guess we didn't lose everything. We still have our seeds.
Let's move you back. Let's get you in there. This is proof of concept, so I'm not going to put too much effort into design. Oh, come on now. About there. That should do. Over this way. And I need to know how big of a space you take up. That was it. Right, how are the seeds going over there?
It turns out we had some spares, so I'm going to plant some crops, just so we actually have something to eat. I have no idea where our buckets went, though.
I've got one on me.
I feel like I put mine somewhere and then totally just like pieced out on where it was, and that was a mistake. Oh, I got 2 buckets. All right.
Okay, buckets acquired. Good to know. Why is this so lopsided? Oh, damn it. I feel bad about what I'm about to do, but at the same time, if it works, I'm going to feel pretty amazing about it, so... Sorry, Woc, but your freedom is in the way of progress. Oh, what? Damn it. Get in the way.
I really wish watering crops was an AoE, though. Holy crap, this is terrible.
Can we make some sort of...
Yeah, we just need more metal and electronic bits. Considering how, like, tightly packed our thing is, it should be pretty easy to water it all. We just have to have, like, a considerably better setup than what we have.
Right, okay. How far away can a wok eat food?
Pretty far. Like, you absolutely could put, like, corn outside of a cage, and it would still eat.
Okay. I am hurting for food. Can I just eat a wok steak? No, I can't.
Yeah. Did you kill a wok?
No, I did not. How dare you even imply such a thing? The wok died because a farmer.
Well,
a
I guess we do have a lot of meat just stacked up on that wall, so...
Is there anything that I can just eat? Like corn and stuff, or...
Wok milk? No, you can't eat corn.
Oh, poop. Okay, I'll have to get some more of this corn and feed it to the wok. This will also allow me to test how far away a wok can eat something that's placed nearby. Okay, found it. I need a cookbot, apparently. Thank you very much, chat. Okay.
Yeah,
What?
unfortunately, cookbots only
Okay.
cook, like, 3 things.
Can't. You need that
And we actually need to farm to make it worth it.
I need some more. So you can have a little bit more corn. Is it 3 corn to get them to produce milk?
Yeah, I believe it's a 3-to-1 ratio. Let's see, is it possible to move dirt now? It is! It was not available until launch day, and my comment section is filled with people trying to convince me that you can in fact pick up dirt, and me always saying, yes, you can, just not in the version that I was playing, like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, that is always one of those issues with any kind of launch day thing. Because
I got access
you've
to
got the
this.
benefit of time.
I got access to this like a week before anybody else, and so, you know, knowing that I had nothing else to do at that moment, I was just like, I'm just going to play a silly amount of Scrap Mechanic, have like the biggest backlog ever, and not have to worry about things. And, you know, it worked, but then they've been updating the game with new features and balance changes, and so, like, I'm sure at some point they're going to rebalance gasoline in some meaningful manner. And I'm going to get a lot of people being like, stop whining about gasoline, it's not so bad, just use an auto collector. And I'm like, those don't exist. What was it?
Yeah.
It was actually, same vein as that, I got a comment on... It's a game I played a while back called Albion Online that's like an old school MMO where, you know, it's kind of PvP's always on and a bunch of other things. And
Oh, right, yeah.
so I was like one of the only people who play it, and I'm still one of the only people who have a YouTube video on it. Okay. We don't seem to be breaking our stuff, but we have a bunch of green bots just floating towards us. That's creepy.
No escape. I only had to lift that for a moment. Get back in your pen.
Ah.
You alright?
Yeah, I was just trying to defend our crops and managed to get 3 carrots.
Did they manage to take it out then?
Yeah, well, sort of. I didn't have enough time to get the walls up. And so it popped the smidgy fence that I had put together and took out 3 carrots, but that's okay. I planted a lot of crops with this kind of expectation. But it was one of those where I was just stuck on the little island itself. Or like the lip of the island, not able to actually get back up. And so I was just watching it break them fairly quickly, too. And I was just like, oh, come on.
Right.
Our defensive location helps because we don't have to worry about those orange bots, but there's some drawbacks. I'm going to want to add saw blades to this when we have enough metal
to the base, because I'm all for saw blade defenses on the base.
As far as I know, that's like the primo way to keep the bots off.
Really?
Yeah.
I was actually being a bit funny with that, but no, that's amazing. I highly approve. Placing blocks wasn't quite as finicky. Come on. Get back in your pen. No weird shenanigans. Yes, I know. Life is unfair. Right. If this works, I'm going to feel very, very pleased with myself.
I want to know what you're doing, but I'll just wait until I assume you're bringing it back.
Yes. Yes. Hopefully. If it doesn't work, then maybe not. But we will now see. That does not work very well. Have I dropped it to the ground, perhaps?
Whoa! What? Hi.
What just happened?
Let's just say this thing... Oh. I forgot to rotate, one of my tire rotations. Which would explain why I'm not going forward, but I'm spinning like a crazy man. Okay. It's got a little bit of a spin to it, but I'll take what I can. Yeah, I will say, despite this slight molasses feeling, the netcode does feel a lot better. Like, I can actually function, and my footage is much more watchable now that, you're very far away from me. Oh.
Now I just need the final piece of the puzzle. Is this gonna work? It does! Kind of. I need more wocs. I need to increase the walk power of my vehicle.
You're just using...
This is amazing! I've discovered fuel-free transport!
So, you are just putting wocs down on a transport and them pushing against it is moving it?
Yep. Yep, it is indeed. Oh, I'm so happy with this. Well, corn power transport, I guess. But I need to that would explain to move some things. I need my walk to be over here because I'm not sure exactly how strong a walk is in relation to such a large vehicle. So we need to expand. So I need to reposition my walk. But as a proof of concept, this is a possibility. I may need more walks. I think one walk power is not enough for the vehicle that I've made.
The one thing I will warn you is that the robots will probably try and murder it even harder now. So do not... Yeah, just make sure to cover your car in saw blades, and you will have no problems.
And the problem is, I'm not sure the walk can power the saw blades. Unless I make some... What if I make...
Okay, follow-up question. Can you attach the corn to steering
Oh, that's kind of the idea, yeah. Instead, I just have the corner. This. Okay, I'm not going to win any bloody Speed Racer awards or anything like this, but this feels humble. This feels like man
Full
and nature
Amish.
working together. This is marvelous. I've got a Woc wagon, Wanderbot. A Woc wagon.
Tell me. Well, you know what? I'll be over there in a second. I'll come check it out.
Yeah, because honestly, it's probably going to take me the entire stream to get to you. It's not fast.
Especially if I drive off elsewhere.
I do need more Wocs. Woc wagon. Oh no, is it stuck? My poor Woc. Struggling against the. Can I get out and push? Maybe no. I definitely need more Wocs. Come on. It's stuck a little bit. Can you push it yet? There you go. Good times, these. I know what I need. I need better wheels, clearly. That wheel isn't even touching the ground. Yeah. Better wheels. Maybe suspension. It's going to be an amazing Woc wagon. This is the life, Jet. This is the life.
I could only teach them how to mine.
Indeed. As I was saying, maybe I could get that to work, though. Because if this works, if Wocs are strong enough to push my wagon, you see, then what I could do is maybe have them, I don't know, like an axle, and the Wocs pushing against it, kind of like Conan the Barbarian sort of thing.
Oh,
okay?
wow.
All right, just corn, always just a little bit out of reach, attached to the thing they're pushing. So they're always pushing against it, and I could just have like gears and this is amazing.
This has gotten out of hand. I want to see where this goes.
See, this is what Scrap Mechanic is to me. Of course, I could use an engine, and yes, it would be 1,000,000 times more efficient. But come on, I've got a Woc-powered vehicle.
See, I hope somebody comes out with a mod for this game fairly quickly that just... I mean, honestly, I would be fine with a mode that just turns off almost all prices, just so we could screw around with that.
How do you mean?
Well, you know, like, if you could just make as many bearings and, like, wood as you want. Yeah. Like, creative mode, but still with the survival mode mechanics. Because I'd love to spend more time working on Woc-powered cars, but currently I'm going full-time just to be able to have enough resources to get a car that can fit 5 connections at once, because I currently only have 4, and that is miserable.
Oh, right, of course, yeah, because you've got to upgrade the controllers, don't you? Apparently have to get out and push my Woc wagon.
Oh, by the way, can you see my name in the distance now, or no?
Yep, I absolutely can. By the way, chat, thank you so much for all of the support. Again, whilst Wander and I are doing a bit of a collab, and we try not to stop every time there's a notification to say them, but we are reading them, and we are very, very appreciative of all the support. Thank you so much. I would type more, but alas, typing on my tablet, that is hell. I think it's a problem. Yeah, I think if I built the wheels a bit better, it works so much better. Yo, hello. My vehicle has a whole 1 Woc power. How about yours?
I'm just gonna get some screenshots of this.
I too was overcome by the genius of this device. It's all right.
Oh, okay.
My chest just like rip Wanda, rip.
This is
I
not
think he
what
may
I
be
was
broken.
expecting necessarily. It's kind of amazing. Oh
They can
boy.
turn and everything. It's marvelous. You see, the walk will follow where the corn goes, and the corn goes where I turn. Ah, it's glorious. Ah, truly, this is the life.
I don't have anything to say. That's it.